Chapter 2, Task 1, Area. Here's the relevant part of the formula sheet that will be given to you on the air test. If you notice over here, we've included the formula for triangle, parallelogram, and circle. For each of these formulas, the A always stands for area. The B stands for base. And if you notice, the base is always the bottom part of the shape. The H stands for height. And what's significant about the height is it is straight up and down. The R stands for radius. And that's used in a circle only. And if you would, over to the left of this next note, draw in the pi symbol. The pi symbol doesn't really stand for anything. It just goes into Desmos as pi, which you would use the letters P and I. It's important to remember that a parallelogram also includes other four-sided shapes. And some of those we'll be looking at include squares, rectangles, and rhombuses. As you'll see throughout this task, you'll not only be asked to solve problems that include area, but also perimeter. Perimeter and area go hand in hand. So as a reminder, the perimeter of a shape is the distance around, and to find that, you would add up all the sides. So let's do a few examples. Number 1 asks us to find the perimeter and the area of this rectangle. So I'm going to underline the two important parts of this question. To find the perimeter, again, it's the distance around, so we're going to add up all the sides. If this side length is 4.5, and this side length is 4.5. If the top is 9.7, then the bottom is also 9.7. To find the perimeter, we would just add 9.7 plus 4.5 plus 9.7 plus 4.5. When we do that, 28.4. So I went ahead and wrote out that addition problem over here just to explain how we got 28.4. Now to find the area of this rectangle, the area, if we look up here, of a parallelogram is area is base times height. So the base is the bottom number, which is 9.7, times the height, which is 4.5. I'll put a big fat dot there, so I know to multiply. When you do that, you should get 43.65. Moving on to number 2. Read the question, what is the perimeter and area? Again, they want us to find two different things for this rectangle. To find the perimeter, we would just add up all the signs. Now, in this case, there is a variable in the height here. So we are going to write out 10. Let me put it in blue. 10 plus 10, because those are the two bases, and the height is 4a plus 5, so we're going to add that 2 times. Another way to write that would be plus 2 of them. So I'm going to multiply 2 by 4a plus 5. Now we have to distribute and combine like terms. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these guys first. I have 10 plus 10 is 20. And I'm going to distribute the 2 to everything within the parentheses by multiplying. So 2 times 4a becomes 8a. And 2 times 5 becomes 10. We're going to combine like terms. 20 plus 10 is 30. And I have 8 A's. So our perimeter is 8a plus 30. Now, to find the area, we need to multiply the base times the height. In this case, it is 10 times our height, which is 4a plus 5. And this is a distributive property problem. So we're going to distribute by multiplying. 10 times 4 becomes 40, and we had an A there, so it's 40A plus 10 times 5 is 40. There are no alike terms, so we can leave it as is, and that is our area. And I just noticed as I paused that I made a multiplication error. 10 times 5 is not 40. 10 times 5 is 50. So let me go ahead and fix that before you write that in your notes. It's always good to look back and check your math. It's definitely 50, not 40. Sorry about that. All right, moving on to number 3. Let's read the question. The area is 45 square feet. So they're telling us that the area is 45. So we can start off by writing an equation. Instead of using A for area, we're going to start off by writing 45 because 45 is the area. We remember from the formula, it is length times width or base times height. So our base is 9, but we don't know the height. So we're going to give it an H. So to find the answer, we're going to find the height or the width. These two are used interchangeably. If we look back up at the formula, it says base times height. It also could be length times width, same thing. So we're going to solve for H or W here. So it is just a one-step problem. 45 is 9H. Opposite of multiply by 9 would be divide. 45 divided by 9 is 5. Moving on to number 4. This time we're dealing with perimeter. It says the perimeter is 60 feet. What is the length? So our equation, we're going to use the number 60 instead of P for perimeter. We're going to add up all the sides. So if this is 10, then we know this is also 10. So we know we have 10 plus 10, but we don't know what the length here is. So we're going to go ahead and give it, I like to use the variable x. You can use whatever variable you want. I prefer x. So we're going to add x plus x. Now we combine like terms. 10 plus 10 is 20. So I'm going to rewrite 60 equals 10 and 10 is 20. And x plus x becomes 2x. It's a two-step equation. And when you solve for x, you should get 20. And this time I included the units, which is feet. And I should go back actually to number 3 and include FT because that is our units.